From Super League to Olympic distance to age group world records to Kona. Go longer with the right fuel at the right time with SFuels.
This is a phenomenal bike ride, and I can tell you he's so casual. This is his first time he's ever biked the full 112 miles here in Hawaii. He's never been up to the turn in Harvey. He's certainly been up there today. Doesn't he look...
My heart does the tender, living into movie man. I love you like one mango. Wish we could swim every day and practice with Bob.
Poncho Man, everybody! Welcome to our 11th year of Breakfast with Bob from beautiful Huggers on the Rocks. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by Master Spas, SFuels Go Longer, HOKA Let's Fly, Form Smart Swim Goggles, Quintanaroo, Zoot, the original triathlon brand, and our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, three-time Ironman World Champion, who still holds the run course record here. Give it up for Mirinda Carfrae.
Wow. Thank you, guys. Thanks.
Back in the day, we'd be on the back patio, just me and you and
Yeah.
Poncho Man. And
It's crickets.
I know, nobody was
Yeah,
there,
yeah.
right? How fun is this?
It's amazing. Yeah, you guys got merch now, I see.
We got merchandise.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And you know what's cool? They have day of race registration for this race now, so you can sign up and race on Saturday, on
yeah,
Thursday.
You just mentioned that. Yeah, I'm going to skip that event for this year. I'm going to do everything else, though. Undie run.
Yes.
Did the kids race. Well, I didn't do it. Isabel did it.
Yes.
Swim. Whatever else there is. I'll do that.
It's pretty fun coming here with your kids and them getting to see how fun this place is and looking for turtles and running and them getting into this whole lifestyle.
Yeah, absolutely. We felt like Izzy was a big kid last time she was here, and she was 2. Now, obviously, she's 5, and she's so much fun. I can actually take her out snorkeling a little. She's a pretty good swimmer.
Yeah.
And, yeah, it's just so much fun. We have a little guy now, too. He's 21 months tomorrow, I think. Yes. And, yeah, he's crazy. It is actually terrifying because we have a pool at our house. He can't swim.
He just jumps in.
Oh, he just jumps in. So we have, like, strict rules. No door. The door is not to be open unless there's an adult around. So that's slightly terrifying. But other than that, it's amazing to be here.
So the first couple times you're here, you get second, no big deal. Mm-hmm. And then 2010, morning of the race, there's Chrissy Wellington's bike, but no Chrissy Wellington. And she'd been dominating. It's 2007, 8, 9. The thought was, okay, who's going to get second, third, fourth? But there really wasn't much thought about anybody beating her.
No.
When you found out she wasn't racing, how did that change the way you looked at that race that day?
Actually, even you talking about it now, it sort of gives me chills because that morning, I had planned my whole year around racing Chrissy. Okay, I've got to go and race Chrissy. I got second to her in 2009, my first Ironman. I was just there to see if I can make it through. Obviously, I wanted to do well and did do very well. But then to, have a shot at actually legitimately trying to go head-to-head with her and try and beat her, obviously massive task because she'd won the 3 years in a row and she's just a phenomenal talent. And, we turned up race morning and her bike was racked right next to mine and minutes were ticking by and she wasn't coming to get everything set up. And then a little while later, I'd finished with my bike, didn't think anything too much of it. I just thought maybe she was coming in late. And they announced that she wasn't going to be racing. And my husband, Tim O'Donnell, said to me, well, he didn't say to me, but he said after the race, it looked like I'd seen a ghost. I was like shocked.
Right.
I had my coach come in and she said, Siri Lindley, and she said, nothing changes, you race your race. And I went out there and actually had probably, the race of my life to that point.
Right.
I actually swam with the front group. It never happened before, never happened again, unfortunately. But that actually was kind of not an easy win, but because, all of a sudden, all the pressure I felt on me because I was second the year before.
Right.
So, to have all of a sudden all eyes on, okay, don't F it up. And so, that was crazy. And I'm so pleased that I was able to rise to the occasion and get the job done.
So then the following year, the women's race was really the story because you had the defending champion and a 3-time champion going head-to-head.
Yeah.
And how exciting was that? Because really, I think the women's race was the story that year.
Yeah, that was a crazy ride. Winning the Ironman World Championship in my second Ironman event, I was kind of like, oh my God, this may never happen again. So that whole year in 2011, I was taking appearance fees and going different places and my only real regret was that I didn't just focus to try and like get ready for that race. And I feel that, I mean, Chrissy was injured in 2011. She crashed her bike really hard 2 weeks before the race or 10 days out from the race. And so it ended up being a very close race. I think she beat me by 2 minutes in the end. Yeah, but she was like well behind me in the swim, and we would normally be pretty close in the swim. So she had to catch up to me and then put time into me on the bike. And then, you know, I didn't run quite fast enough. She actually broke my run course record, and then I broke her. I ran a little quicker than she did, but it was like pretty close the whole run that day. And
it was 2 minutes was like the whole time.
The whole time.
We kept waiting.
Much,
okay,
yeah.
What happens? Will they be side by side coming down Lee Drive?
Yeah, and Chrissy, it just showed the toughness. You know how tough she was to go through the pain that she went through. I think she had a torn. I don't know. Her shoulder was not right.
She had everything.
She was a mess. She really had no business racing, but she was determined. I think she knew that was going to be her last one. No one else knew, and I didn't know, certainly.
You certainly didn't know.
And yeah, she was determined to get out there and put a stamp on her legacy and won that fourth title. So,
but
yeah,
the hard part is you wanted her, right? And then she goes and retires.
Yes.
Yeah, and then you're not going to ever get her again. Was it hard for you to get motivated for 2012, knowing Chrissy wasn't coming?
Yes. Short answer, yes. I mean, not hard, because you know, I definitely wanted to come back and race well here in Kona, but a lot of things changed in 2012. I actually left my coach, Siri Lindley, because I felt that I just wanted to improve my bike so bad, and I felt I needed to make drastic change. And so I started working with a cycling coach and started working with power, and it was just a sort of a big change. But 2012, I did race well, but I lost my nutrition on the bike and just fell apart the second half of the marathon. I think I got up to Leander Cave at the halfway point on the marathon, and then she pulled away. I was a mess. I felt like both calves were just cramped for 12 miles.
Right.
And I ran my slowest marathon I think I've ever run here.
But you get bronze. You still get third place.
Yep.
But probably the signature race for you was when, and it's funny because that year Daniela Reef was coming here for the first time, and she's sitting right where you're sitting. Mm-hmm. She's like, "So is that where we run?"
Yeah.
She's like, "So," but that day she had 12, 13 minutes off of you on the bike, and then when did you catch her?
Daniela, that was 2014, and I had a long way to go. I think it was 13, 14 minutes off the bike. She had that lead because she's just such a powerhouse, and you know we've seen the full strength of Daniela, and we may, I think, see more this weekend.
Exactly, yeah.
But yeah, I got off the bike because I was defending champion, and I felt quite deflated. I was like, I'm defending champion, and I am 12, 13, 14 minutes behind the lead. Like, this is embarrassing. I was in 8th place off the bike, and then I just kind of changed my mindset to, okay, let's just try and get in the top 5. Let's, finish this job that you set out to finish. And I actually ran up, got up onto the podium somewhere in the energy lab, I think, and then I only caught Daniela with like probably 4 miles to go, coming back up the Queen K, and I couldn't believe it. But I remember, like, in the moment, I'm like, I can't let a rookie win this race. I can't let a rookie beat me. And I actually went past Rachel Joyce as well, who was podium top 5 many times here. And I ran past her and I said, come on, we can't let this rookie beat us. But that rookie turned out to be a force of nature. And she's certainly been showing it these last, 6, 7, 8 years.
But that had to be, in terms of when you look back at your career, is that the one that stands? They all stand out, but coming from that far back.
Yeah, I think mentally and emotionally, that was my best performance, to be able to keep my cool and still get the best out of myself when things weren't going the way I'd planned at all. I think 2013, I believe 2013 was my best race performance here, but 2014, mentally, I think that was my best. Physically, a good performance too, yes.
How about a round of applause for the great Mirinda Carfrae. Poncho Man, take us out.
I love you like a mango. Wish we could run every day on Breakfast with Bob.